All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Geeky Misfit podcast. I am your host, the Geeky Misfit himself, Jalen Coleman. And our guest today, I am excited to talk to. You've seen her in one of my favorite shows in recent years, Snowfall. From there, you've seen her in All American Homecoming. She then has recently worked with Tyler Perry with Divorce in the Black and right now Beauty in the Black. Ladies and gentlemen, it is none other than Taylor Polidore Williams.
Hello, I'm sorry, my dog is like over here yelling. She's
Yeah.
been asleep, of course, until I hop on this. Sorry.
No, you're
Hi.
good. You're good. That was your like audience cheering. That was your dog was like, yeah, like yeah, read her credits. Yeah.
Goodness.
That's cool. What kind of dog is it, if you don't mind me asking?
A golden doodle. Jolie, stop.
That's what's the name again, if you know?
Her name is Jolie.
Julie. Okay, cool. I
Yeah,
always
just call her
find
Jolie.
oh nice, yeah. I always find we as black people we name our dogs the most like random
Wild name.
names. Yeah, it's
Wild
always
name.
it's always hilarious. Yeah, again, excited to be talking to you. I've been a fan of everything that I've seen you in. I feel like you're becoming the kind of actress that once you see her, once we see you in a project, we're like, oh, okay, we know like she's going to like take care of the role in which she's been given, you know?
Appreciate that.
No, no, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm curious, when did your love for acting develop? I know you're from Houston, Texas, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, was it
So
there?
it did. It did. Definitely started in Houston. I think when I was 4 was when I was in my first play and I really liked it. And my parents were actually really shocked because I was pretty shy. But
Right.
it was fun because it was like I was playing pretend. And I think when I was 13 was when I was in my first like real production. I was in Malcolm D. Lee's Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins.
Okay,
And I kind
nice.
of segued into that by modeling at first. And once I went on that set, I was like, this is what I want to do forever.
Yeah.
And it never changed.
That's a great first set to be on because you're talking about having like some comedic legends. That's all in that cast.
Absolutely. It spoiled me because I
Yeah.
thought everything I did was going to be
Right.
like this.
Yeah. You're gonna be
I
like Martin and
learned,
Monique are gonna be on every project. I'm like, yeah.
yeah, I learned very quickly that there are a lot of ways to make a film, make a
Right.
show.
Got you. You have any memorable moments from that set? Again, since it's your first set, was there anything like that you just remember being in awe of?
Yes, one thing was now you got to remember this is like '08, I think,
Right.
like when
Dang,
when
that
we
movie
filmed
came out that
it.
long ago.
Yeah, it
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
So, when I first got to like the stages, they were filming in Louisiana, and I remember one of the first like wow moments being there were crab legs for for lunch, and
Oh
I was
wow.
they have crab legs for
Yeah.
lunch, so that was a big thing, and also James Earl Jones and Margaret Avery being on set. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. The joys of Zoom interviews and stuff. Yeah.
Right. But those legends just being there
Right.
were very memorable.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Cool. I'm sure you went to your next set and was expecting like crab legs with for Crafty, and that wasn't the
And,
case,
and
unfortunately.
that's exactly what I was
Yeah.
expecting. Crab legs, we had like drivers, I was going to school, like it was a whole
Right.
thing. And yeah, not every set from that point on was
Yeah,
like
it was
that.
like that. I hear you. Yeah. That's cool. Okay, so from there, how was the grind after that, like as an actor? Because were you were I don't know how old you were when you did the Roscoe film, but like what was it like after that, going on auditions and etc. I know a lot of actors auditioning is like dreadful for them and they have a hard time kind of like letting go of the role if they didn't get the project. Have you always kind of had a problem with that, or have you always kind of been okay with auditioning and not landing?
I'm totally okay with auditioning. I will
Nice.
tell
Okay.
anybody, like, because certain things people have not, they haven't seen, they don't know what I can do.
Right.
So it's like if your perception is only what you've seen me in, you have no idea like what I can actually do. So I'm always down to read. And I
Right.
think when I was a kid, so I was 13 when I did that movie, and probably at about 18, it got it got tricky, as it does get
Mm.
tricky for Black women actresses, I think, where for so long we look really young, but our minds are maturing and we're coming off a little bit older. So it was like a weird period, I think.
Mhm.
Like the 20s are a little interesting. So as a kid, it was like if I go in, I know I'm gonna get the role. That's what I just thought
Right.
that. When I
Yeah, yeah. No, as you should, yeah.
Yeah, but when I got to be older, I went to Clark Atlanta, moved to Atlanta, and I started acting and auditioning, and it was just like crickets at times.
Mm. I'm
It
curious
was,
with what you just said about like obviously being a black woman in in the entertainment industry and going on auditions. And do you feel like that once you hit 18 or a certain age that they try to, I guess, I don't know, mature you too much? Like it was almost as if they didn't want you for younger roles, if this question makes any sense.
it was actually the opposite for me.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, I think it was the opposite for me. They were trying to get me to be younger
Okay,
for
cool.
a very long time, which is it was not a problem,
Yeah.
but it's like, let's say it's a role that's 15 and I'm
Mm,
22.
yeah.
Maybe I kind of could look 15, but not like a real 15-year-old.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like something just a little bit tricky about
That's
it.
true. I mean, black don't crack. I was gonna say you could probably pull off 15 right now, to be honest with you. So
Yeah, it just depends on what you got
yeah,
on.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you has there? I mean, yeah, okay. So it's great that you've had this mindset where yeah, you're not stuck on if you didn't land a role. But has there been any role you don't have to specify that you didn't land, and you're like ah, I really wish like that was mine.
So, yes and no. I think there are roles that I've gone out for that I really, really wanted.
Yeah,
And then, I find out that I didn't get it or they went with somebody else. Of course, I
yeah,
feel sad. I let myself feel my emotions and
yeah.
then I let
Okay,
it go eventually. But 9 times out of 10, there has not ever been a time where I was like, when I saw it and it was
yeah.
all said and done, that I was like, I should have been in that. It's
Mm,
always, and not even because anything's wrong with the project, but maybe
right.
help came for me and I wouldn't have been able to do that. And
Mm,
what is yours and
yeah.
nothing can ever interfere with that. And I believe that
Yeah, no,
wholeheartedly.
definitely. It's all in God's plan as well. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, definitely.
Absolutely. The timing is God's for
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, yeah, that's great that you've had that perspective. I think that's amazing. I hope any actors, aspiring actors who are watching or listening, can take something from that. Uh, I want to jump into where you're gonna where you,
Yeah, I was gonna say it actually is from Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins.
nice.
When I shot that film, I had lines, I had all these things, and when I went to the premiere in Hollywood, all of my lines were completely cut out, and Monique was like narrating over the scenes. And it was at that point when I was 14 years old that I was like,
Mm,
nothing is for certain until it's done. So you just go do your job and you let it be that.
got you. Okay, no, that's great. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. That's yeah. Was it a little gut wrenching though? Because yeah, that's obviously yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Sorry, gotcha. Yeah, no, that's cool. I wanted to jump into Snowfall for a bit if we can. I'm such a fan of the show. You're one of the few characters who I think had like a happy ending or as happy as it can get, I guess. Because
She rode off into the sunset, kind
yeah,
of.
yeah, like she didn't die. Yeah, she lost her friend unfortunately, but yeah, you had like one of the better endings for the most part. What was the process like landing that role and just being on set and etc.
Snowfall was such a beautiful experience. I mean, every role that I play is a wonderful experience in my career that I'm happy I did. But I had auditioned for it before, but I auditioned for it for the role of Dallas in 2020,
Okay.
which height of the pandemic, everything shut down. I had no idea when I'd be on a set again, no less
Yeah.
that year. And the audition came and I went guns a-blazing. Like
Nice.
they had very detailed descriptions of the women because they're based on two actual women from the writer or creator of those characters, Janine Daniels, from her neighborhood growing up. And so, like, I had my aunt put finger waves in my hair. Like, I was like, I want
Nice.
this role. And initially, I read for Black Diamond, and then
Okay.
they called and was like, "Can you read for Dallas?" So I was like, "Sure." So I did it, and got the call, and I think that was the first role I ever got where they were like the showrunner, Dave Andron, would like to have a meeting with you. and he detailed the character and the arc, and I felt so welcomed into the space.
Yeah.
And I was already a fan of the show, already a huge fan of John Singleton. I wrote my like senior thesis in college on him.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah.
I was just honored to be there, and it was a great experience with a great story.
Got you.
Wonderful artist. Yeah.
That's wonderful. I'm a South Central native. I'm a filmmaker as well. So John Singleton means so much to me. Just to clarify, he unfortunately passed away by the time you. Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if there was any
That
memories.
was the only thing, I think the only thing out of that experience that I wish I would have gotten that I didn't would to have been to work with John.
No, same. I mean, yeah. In the sense of I've been doing like journalism and interviews for 10 years, and I wish I would have just got the chance to meet and interview him, but. Yeah. But yeah, loved your role. Do you were you satisfied with your character's ending, or would you have like rather something else happen?
I was satisfied. I think someone asked me as we were getting ready for the final season, what would I want her end to be? Because we knew it was going to be the last season. And I
Yeah.
think I said that I would like for her to go off and live somewhere with
Yeah.
her child and be okay and out of the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, she did, thankfully. Yeah, yeah. I was happy to see her character have a happy ending.
But it
For
hurt
sure.
my heart how Franklin went out. It hurt my heart.
Look, I knew he wasn't gonna have a happy ending, but
Yeah.
man, that episode messed me up because yeah, I was like I just wish it was yeah, it was a great ending, but yeah, I was it was just so painful to watch
Very
his arc.
real,
Yeah,
realistic, but oh,
man. Yeah, it's almost worse than just killing him off, I feel, honestly. So
absolutely.
yeah, phenomenal show. You've the roles in which you've played so far, everything that I've seen you in, it's I feel like all the characters have been very layered, you know, and I feel like with the way the industry is with black actors and black women, a lot of times, unfortunately, some of the characters aren't as layered. Some of them are kind of one note, unfortunately. Do you feel like since you've been in the industry that things have gotten better and that roles are opening up that are more layered for black women, or do you feel like there's still so much more to go?
I believe, yes, they are getting better, and yes, it can open up even more.
Yeah,
I think that there's more variety for us and there's more intentionality for sure than in the
yeah,
past. And I'm grateful for that. And I reap the benefits of the things that the actresses who came before me fought for,
yeah,
Diane Carroll, like things that they really, really wanted. They would dream of what we have now and the opportunities. So it has absolutely gotten better. But again, and that responsibility is on us and my generation to keep expanding it
mm,
more and more and more.
yeah. Okay, great. Was there, I think it's great that you are aware that you have this responsibility to keep expanding it. Were there who were the actresses or actors that you grew up watching that just either still this day or when you were younger just inspired you to keep going?
Uh, they've grown and changed over the years. So as a little kid, when I first started acting, it was Raven Simone 100%.
Oh yeah, I had a big crush on Raven.
Everything Raven.
Yeah,
Everything Raven. But as I've gotten older and I started watching other things, Angela Bassett, Viola Davis, Regina King. I'm a big Regina King fan, just
man.
her roles, but also how she's expanded as a filmmaker in general. I really love that from voiceovers to directing.
Yeah,
She inspires me a lot. There's so many people. I could go on and
yeah.
on about
No,
people.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You named all the greats for sure. And with you mentioning Regina King, who I'm really such a huge fan of, from her acting to her directing with like One Night in Miami and various other
Yeah.
things. Do you have aspirations to get into directing?
I do. I do
Nice.
have aspirations. Well, first, I would like to learn under somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe in a future opportunity, another show or film, like just kind of shadow a director.
Yeah.
And then I would love to take a stab at it on my own projects or my friends' projects.
Yeah.
And I've been making films really since I went to college. So whatever people throw at me, I'm down to do and make if
Yeah.
I love the story.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I can see that in your future. So yeah, let's just like manifest it because I feel like yeah, no,
I
absolutely, yeah, yeah. I get it for sure. Let's. I'm very curious to talk about the process of working with who I always say is my illegitimate father, Mr. Tyler Perry. Um, At least
I
twice a
think
week, twice a week in my life. Somebody's like literally just one day I was driving down the street or I was in the passenger seat and there was this older black lady in the car next to us and she literally at the light was all she screamed, "Oh my God." And we looked over and she was like, "I thought you was Tyler Perry." And I was like,
hilarious.
yeah, so I got to interview him twice, and once in the interview, I asked him if he was my father, and he laughed for like 2 minutes straight.
He
So
did.
yeah, so he's I could just within that interaction, I can just imagine how great it is to work with him. So I'm just curious to hear, as an actress who's been now in numerous projects of his, what is he like on set and off set, actually?
Yeah. I'm I am very grateful and honored to be working with him in this lifetime. I think that there are certain filmmakers when that we hear about that have, claims to fame or they're very prolific, and he
Yeah,
absolutely is going to be one of them that we're going to talk about. And I have to, sometimes come back to being present because sometimes while we're working, I feel so grateful to be in this moment, being able
yeah,
to work with him, as I am with a lot of people that I work with. But on set, he's a wonderful and fierce leader. He knows how to balance the line between working this machine that he has created, but also knowing when the cast and the crew needs a dance break and he blares
just
music and his humor. He
yeah,
knows the perfect time, like when things, as they do on all sets, is getting tense or people are tired, where they're late, we're overnight. He knows the perfect nuance when it's time to have a little hug on the
yeah,
people so we can keep going. So he's a wonderful leader. And then Offset, he is one of the most generous people that I've met in this business. He really cares about people and the people that he works with, and he really does enjoy creating opportunities for other people to go on and create other opportunities for others. Like
right.
everything that you think about him in terms of this business and how he does things for people is very true.
Okay, no,
It's
that's great to hear. Yeah, I mean, you hear from every actor and actress that he works with that like they have nothing but high praise for him. So yeah, it's great to hear that continues. And I with you mentioning the machine that he has, I know that he shoots a crazy amount of scenes in a day. And I know that's probably hectic. And I know he's not like he doesn't do a lot of takes. He does like one or two. Once he's got it, he's like, we're good. And upon watching you in another interview, I know you said with your lines, you can as long as you understand the story, you can go in there and like make the scene work. I'm curious, have you ever worked with there's filmmakers like David Fincher, right? Who's known to do like a zillion takes
yeah.
or writers like Aaron Sorkin who wants you to hit the dialogue the exact same way. Do you feel like as an actress that's a kind of collaboration that you would thrive in? Would you like to do something like that, or do you kind of prefer this method of Tyler's?
I'm down with whatever that set it needs. I've been
Yeah,
on some sets where I think maybe the line was like, "Oh, I'm going to the party," and I might have said, "Oh, I'm going to a party." Like it's the like,
yeah,
sometimes it can be that specific, and I just adjust, like, "Oh, apologies," like, and do
yeah,
it. So I would absolutely love to work with David Fincher, and he does 12 million takes of me
yeah.
moving a cut because I want to experience it and see
Right,
how
yeah,
for, but it's kind of like coming in somebody's house. If at your house you take off your shoes, then I'll
yeah,
take off my shoes. If you're like, leave them on, then it depends on how I feel that day. If
right,
my toes look nice.
yeah,
So I'm very adaptable in that way. There's a list of people that I'd love to work with. So
yeah.
whatever you want to do.
Okay, nice. Yeah, no, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'm curious out of all the incredible roles in which you've played so far, which character do you feel like most aligns with who you actually are as a person, if any?
Woo. I actually don't think I have ever played a character thus far that is like me.
Oh,
As
that's incredible as a fan and viewer, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never played a character. Now, I think that as an empathetic person, I can always relate to somebody, anybody, wherever they're from, whatever their circumstances. Because as humans, I think we just have basic emotions. We have different
Yeah.
reasons. If you feel, you feel. but like a character that I'm like, I am playing myself. I haven't had the
Yeah.
opportunity yet.
That's just again, that's just more impressive as a viewer, as an audience member, as a fan of your work. That means you're really yeah, you're just yeah, a compliment to your acting.
Like, so
That's
much
great.
so that my mom is often like, why do they see you this way?
Yeah. I'm assuming did she say that for the current role for Beauty and the Blacks? Was she like, what is happening?
Like, just keep watching, mom.
Yeah,
Just keep watching, okay?
gotcha. Do you does do you watch do you watch the show with your family? Is it like one of those things where you it's maybe a little uncomfortable to watch it with your family, or is it like a
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. Like
okay.
I have to watch it first. Now, once I've already watched it, then I don't really care.
Yeah.
But like at the premiere, I hadn't seen it.
Mm.
So I didn't let my mom go watch.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta watch this for your viewing. And then she
Right.
watched it at home with me. So I was like, okay, you're fine, you're fine.
Yeah.
But I was like, I gotta see. I
Like
gotta see
what's
what it's
happening
looking
here?
like.
Yeah.
I was like, it's movie magic going on, but
Yeah.
I need to see
Need
where
to
you need
make
to
sure
fast forward.
that's amazing. Uh sorry, I lost my specific question that I was diving into. This is I don't know if it's a bit left field, but it's something that I like to talk to my guest about, specifically black women. As a black man, I absolutely just love black women. I mean, just like not even just in a romantic sense. I'm talking about just like as a black man, even talking to you as a black woman. I just like, and I want us to be better as a community and as a people. So I'm just curious, is there anything you feel that we as black men can do to just better uplift?
Ooh, you asked a heavy one with
Yeah.
that. I think what black men can do is love on themselves and like really love on themselves and find, I'm speaking generally, of course,
Yeah.
find the ways and the things that black men need to feel loved and strong. And I think as more black men heal and feel loved and strong, the relationships and interactions with black women will change as well. Because I think there's no way that someone who really loves, like really loves themselves, not your money, not things that you have, but when you love yourself, you love where you come from, you love your experiences as a black man who comes from a black woman, there's no way that you can mistreat or disrespect a black woman.
Yeah.
Can't.
No, that was that was a great answer. I was getting emotional
I was
for
like,
some
you
reason.
getting a little heavy.
Yeah, yeah. No,
I'll
no,
go
yeah.
there.
No,
But
no, yeah, no, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, apologies if the question was too heavy. I just yeah, I don't know. I
no,
just really want
not too
us
heavy. I love it. But
no, yeah.
yeah, heal.
Yeah. And as I without getting too deep into my personal life, yeah, I as a black man, I'm starting therapy in a few weeks. So I'm that
That's
I
amazing.
think that's why it resonated with me with what you were saying. So
I love that black men are getting more comfortable doing that.
yeah.
Because even with men in my life, because I love therapy. I think
Yeah.
everybody should be in therapy.
Yeah, yeah, no, great, yeah, absolutely.
It is not seen as a weakness. It's kind of like going to the gym, but for your
Yeah.
mind,
Mhm.
to either get in better shape or to maintain the shape that you're in.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm excited to start. I was briefly in it years ago, but yeah, I guess I mentioned it just because yeah, anybody who's listening in general, who's considering it, I think it's just important to kind of be open about any kind of mental health struggles, and et cetera. Yeah,
Absolutely.
just promote therapy for us as Black people in general. So
Absolutely. I am pro therapy.
yes, absolutely. Well, a less heavy topic. What's the I guess best piece of advice you have received over the course of your career?
Ooh, I've learned some gems. The best piece of advice I would say is to do the things that got you, to continue to do the things that got you where you are. I think sometimes as we grow and navigate our careers or we, hit a goal, it's easy to forget the grunt work that you put in. But it's like if you continue to work with the same work ethic and efficiency and, gratitude that you
Yeah.
had maybe when you were just trying to get smaller things,
Mm,
but you just continue to amplify that as you grow, it's gonna work out for you. And
Yeah.
it's only going to create even more and better things. You can never be ungrateful and act like you're too good for anything,
Mm,
especially work.
mm. Okay. No, that's great. Yeah. Oh, again, any actors listening, take that advice for sure. Is there any dream roles that you have yet to play that you would love to do?
So many. So there's two that are just on my heart right now. One, I love the movie The Woman King. I would love to play some type of fierce fighter, warrior,
Yeah.
something like that. And then two, an athlete. I don't know
Okay.
what sport, maybe boxing, something where I have to just completely submerge my entire head to toe body, mind,
Yeah.
spirit, all of that, where I have to just completely transform.
Okay, nice. I can see either or for you again, just manifesting and
Ooh.
throwing that out there for you for sure. And I guess before I do let you go, can you tease and let us any tease, any information you can talk about for the upcoming season?
Okay. So without spoiling anything, with part two, expect all of the things that you had in part one, all the drama, all the twists and turns, all of that is going to be amplified. But I would say, as a little nugget, people are not who they seem. And it will start to be revealed in part two. A little bit more about who these crazy people are in
Right.
this world. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. No, I'm excited. Tyler is not his. He's a page turning writer. I feel so like it's
To
yeah.
say the least.
Yeah, no, just you saying that makes me curious and excited about part two because yeah, I can't even imagine where
Yay.
it's gonna go. So, um, yeah, no, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I really appreciate your time. I think there's in the world right now there's little black girls who are watching the projects you're in and they're being inspired by you. So I really just want you to know that and receive that. I think you are truly going to do amazing things. I'm not just what's the saying? Pumping your head up for for no reason. I just truly think you have a great spirit and that you are already such a talented actress. So I truly can't wait to see and hear your name amongst the Regina Kings and the Viola Davises, et cetera. So
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
no, absolutely, absolutely. And everybody who's watching and listening, tune in to Beauty in the Black. It is March 6th, correct?
Yes, March
Yes.
6th.
March 6th, everybody tune in and watch, run the numbers up so we can get part three and part four and part five and etc. So yeah, everybody, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the podcast.
Hi, thank you.